Okay, this one's for you, Leo. Hi, Leo. This is Tarot Lumination with your singles mini love and relationship report for the end of November, early December, because that's the way it's working out now. You know the drill. You've done this before. Um, we're going to shuffle to the last second. No oracles, nothing fancy here. No reversals, nothing. Just going to tell a story. We're not predicting the future, okay? This is a singles report. This is all what if, okay? Also, I'm going to suggest that you take your time, stop and start and pause the video as you need to in order to integrate all these questions into the reading itself so we can cut down the time in having to do the reading for you guys, all right? So cards are already pre-shuffled. We're going to cut in just a moment and do your reading. We're doing this on the understanding that you're aware of the laws of attraction. You understand there's you, there's another potential, and there's the relationship itself, and that the relationship has an identity and an integrity of its own. Okay? And in a healthy relationship, everything is done through the relationship. Let's have a look. Let's see what's going on. This is just for fun. Let's just have a look, see what the story tells. Let's have a look. Now, also another thing, watch your sun, moon, and rising. People call that cross-watching, I think. Also, if you've got your eyes on someone or someone's got their eyes on you, but it's still very nebulous, you might want to do the cross-watching thing that way too. All right, here we go. So this would be your energy that you're radiating. This would be other energy that they're radiating in relation to you. This would be like, what if the relationship would manifest itself, and what would the prospects be? Remember, this is a very temporal thing. We're just talking about a little time period here. Also, please allow that we've just kind of entered into this huge vortex of Scorpio right now, also with the Jupiter in Scorpio transit happening at this moment. So it's going to affect everybody one way or another, so might as well just get used to it. We're going to look here in a moment. This would be what I think of circumstantial energy. Call it the weather. You're going to make the best of it, like we all do with the weather anyway. Okay, with the Five of Wands here, it's an indication that with you, Leo, my guess is a couple of things straight off the top. The Jupiter in Scorpio thing is coming at you at a hard angle, really putting you through your paces right now in every aspect of your life, and especially at the foundations of your life. And also at the same time, you're living through the Leo North Node chapter. Every 19 and a half years this happens. So you're really kind of right in a vortex right now, very intense vortex of transformational healing and refocusing of life path energy. So this will have an impact on your relationships. Let's have a look. Okay, so if you're radiating right now the Nine of Pentacles, the whole idea, this is very much a singular energy. This would be the energy of you, Leo, integrating and becoming your fullest self, perhaps in ways that you've never done before, either really, really seeking full autonomy, full independence, full stature, without any harm to others, simply because of you coming into your, let's say, your highest self, where you are becoming very much more in tune with how valuable you are and the resources that you have available to you. And that covers everything, your whole life, not just your love life. We're talking about everything, but that radiates outwards. So this can be an energy that can be very attractive to others. In other words, like very healthy people like to be attracted, are typically attracted to other really healthy, independent people who've got their act together and who have their own sense of resources and stability and happiness already flowing freely from the inside, or at least germinating, or at least blossoming, which is kind of what's going on here with you, Leo. I hope that kind of makes sense to you. And if that's not happening, this could indicate the desire for you wanting to come into that place of being where you are, let's say, the master of your destiny, where you don't really have to be like needy or dependent, and you don't want to get involved in codependent type relationships where you literally can't function without each other. Which might put you at odds with other people, because you might be really enjoying the idea of being this way, but it might put other people off, because it might make you feel as though you're standoffish and you don't need anybody, which could be like a turnoff for others. So not that that's any harm there or intended. It's just, and it's not your problem, Leo. It's just that there's a perception issue. Sometimes when people are so, let's say, capable, resourceful, to the point where they almost don't need anybody, that scares people away. People would be scared to approach you. Except for the brave, except for the ones who are already kind of at your level. So that's what I'm feeling here. So what about the other? Okay. So with the hangman here, that's what I'm sensing. It's already as though, in other words, let's just say you're just being Leo. You're just being who you are. Male, female, younger, older, in your most amazing, awesome self, or your blossoming, awesome self. And this is kind of the energy you're radiating. And this would be the energy that you might attract. But as you can see from the hangman here, it's the sort of energy of like, like, let's say there's that magnetic influence and there's someone you're attracting them, and they kind of go, whoa, who is this? What is this? What's going on here? Whoa, this is tripping me out. I'm not used to meeting people like you, Leo. You seem to have your act together to the point where you don't need anybody. That's kind of weird. I'm used to, like most people, I'm used to hanging out with people who are kind of messed up or really messed up. And, birds of a feather flock together. But it's very hard to relate to you when you are like on such a roll. But of course, Leo, that's not your problem. Okay? That's their problem. If they get a little disoriented and tripped out by your presence, or if you're attracting people who don't quite get you because of your own, expansion and growth and independence and journey, that's their problem, okay? So you might be attracting someone or people who would be, let's say, set and almost like popping out of their normal, let's say, perceptions or understandings or comfort zones about what they would perceive as like what would normally happen, like in a relationship, or like approaching you or trying to date you or ask you out or something like that. So just be aware of that. In other words, it could be almost like that sort of bing, whoa, wait a minute. Leo being Leo. Hello, hello. You look lovely. You look lovely. Ding. Whoa. Wait a minute. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. So, but that could be a very important thing for them. Maybe they needed to know that. Maybe that could be a really important wake-up call for them to like raise their frequencies, raise their vibrations, come to new higher levels of understanding in themselves. It might just come as a little bit of a disorienting experience where it's almost like an out-of-body experience, So where would that put you in terms of context of the relationship itself? If, remember, this is all what if, this is a singles report, and this is all about you, Leo. This is just potential energy. That's not necessarily a real person at this point. This could be just what would be magnetized. Okay, so let's look at this, because this is all what if as well. What would the nature of this relationship be if? So the card was not upside down. I just pulled it that way by accident, by the way. I don't do reversals. So what could happen? Like, let's just say something like this did happen. Let's just say there's you, Leo, and so shows up, and however disorienting it might be for them, things start to manifest and there's a coming together. Well, what happens is that the relationship itself becomes like an experience of like evaluation of self as being reflected back through another. In other words, let's just say that's you, Leo, just you being you, exercising your craft, living out your life, being you, rising into your higher levels of awesomeness, and being pressured to do so by this intense Scorpio energy that would theoretically clash with you, that's bringing out the best in you, showing the rest of the world how capable you are under extreme conditions. So that can be very appealing, attractive, impressive, to the point where others would be drawn, where they would be thinking, wow, how do you do that, Leo? How the heck do you do that? We can see it's a work in progress, but how do you do that? And you don't really have to explain it or justify it, because you could also be doing a reciprocal thing with them, thinking like, you know, I'm just being who I am. I'm glad you're curious. I'm glad you're interested. That's great. I'd love to be a team. I love working as a team. I love to get you, and I know you would love to get with me, and that's awesome. So thank you very much. Let's leave it at that for now, and we'll take it from there. That's what this kind of energy feels like to me. Okay, Leo? So there's definitely appreciation here. There's definitely an understanding of like, wow, you could actually be quite something. And they're thinking like, well, you are definitely something. It's just it's tripping me out a little bit. So it just puts both parties in a state of having to really appraise each other and understand the nuts and bolts of what's actually going on here, the material reality. We're dealing with pentacles, matter, okay? So let's have a look at the prospects of this. Okay, whoa. So, Leo, we have the little Six of Cups here. So it could be that in your own kind of quirky, mysterious way, you might actually be attracting what turns out to be, this is all what if, remember? This could be like a what if thing. Let's just say this starts to happen, and it leads to this, where through a process of, let's say, very, very responsible, thoughtful, conscientious discovery, like what an attorney would do. Like when an attorney is working with a client, or a client is working with an attorney, you go through things in a very methodical way to find out what's actually going on here in this situation. And you come to a realization like, wow, we might be soulmates. Who knew? Are you getting any feelings from me, dear sweet one, potential sweetheart, that you have ever known me before? And then the other one says, well, you know what? I was going to ask you the same thing. I'm getting these kind of vibes that you're pretty awesome. And I can see from the look in your eye that you're getting these vibes that I'm pretty awesome too. And those are the classic hallmarks of soulmate energy, especially past life soulmates. So I was going to ask you, how do you feel about that? And the other one says, you may be onto something there. But of course, there's no rush. There's a beautiful, beautiful energy here. It could be triggering something like that very, very, very lovely, deep, delicious feeling like you have found someone very, very special. And just the thing is, like when it happens in your present life in three-dimensional matter, here, today, in time, right now, it can be very disorienting, okay? We get that a lot on Tarot Lumination here. We get that a lot in comments. I get that in the private readings and so on, where someone is in a state of relationship, perhaps very deeply challenging situation, where a soulmate type energy is becoming apparent, and it can be very, very disorienting, not just for the other party, but for yourself as well. And you want to take things very, very gently, be very thorough and responsible and conscientious and very appreciative. In other words, the attitude of gratitude about what really, really counts in a loving relationship. It isn't just all about like, what can I get out of you? What are you trying to get out of me? It's like, how much do you value me? How much do I value you? How much do we value our relationship with each other? Okay, that's the question mark that's going on here. Because if all the hallmarks are being noted, and we're thinking, wow, this could be really quite substantial, then maybe you've got one of these. Maybe you're one of the lucky ones, Leo, that you're might be coming in contact with a soulmate type energy in the sweetest, nicest way. Alrighty? So thank you very much. Please make the best of it. And thanks for visiting Tarot Lumination. Bye-bye.